Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to quickly explain to you the concept of styles in Microsoft Word and how we can insert an automatic table of contents by making use of these styles. So in order to explain this to you, I've already pasted some content in advance, and this is basically just a topic basics of programming. This is my title and this is my subtitle of my document, and these are the topics starting from here. There is the topics 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and under each topic I also have subtopics, such as under topic 1 I have two subtopics 1.1 and 1.2, and similarly I have it under topic 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So let's get started. A style in Microsoft Word is basically something that is predefined, and it is a combination of text formatting options such as text color, text size, text style, whether it is bold or italics or underlined, and any other kind of text formatting features that are applied to it. So a combination of these text formatting features forms one style, and these styles are predefined in Microsoft Word. And you can find all of these styles within the Home tab at this part of it where it says styles. And if you click on the drop down over here, you will notice that there are many predefined styles that are already defined by Microsoft Word, such as title, subtitle. There are heading styles, and there are also other book titles and reference kind of styles. And if you're kind of using a quotation, you can use a quote style. And normally, whenever we are typing any text in Microsoft Word, we will notice that it is always in the normal style. However, if we want to apply a specific style to a specific part of our Word document, then we can definitely use this drop down and select some predefined styles, or of course also create a style of our own, which will be a combination of formatting options. And styles can also be created for different components of a Word document. So what are these basic components of a Word document? It can be a heading, it can be a quotation, it can be a title, it could be a list, and it could be a paragraph. These are basically the various components that you have inside of a Word document, and you can create a style for any component by going to a create style option. But in order to understand how to insert an automatic table of contents, it would be sufficient for us to understand the styles that are already predefined by Microsoft Word. And within these styles, the main style that becomes important for us to understand the table of contents is the heading style. Under heading, you will also notice that there is a heading and then there is a heading 2. And you will notice that if you make use of the heading and then the heading 2, there will be a heading 3 that will pop up over here. There will also be a heading 4 that will pop up, and a 5, and so on and so forth. So you can go on using any number of headings, and these are basically to define that a heading is the main heading of your topic, and if there is a subtopic within your main topic, you will make use of a heading 2. If there is a subtopic within your heading 2, then you will make use of heading 3, and so on and so forth. The main advantage of making use of a style is that when you apply a style to any text, for example, if I select this text and apply any specific style that is already available over here, I will not have to go and individually select any of the text formatting options, such as increasing the size or making it bold or changing the color. I am just using a predefined style which is already a combination of text formatting options, which makes it look a certain way. For example, basics of programming is the title of my document. So I can directly make use of this title style so that I don't have to individually select text formatting options to make it look like a title. Similarly, I have a subtitle over here, so I can select this and use a subtitle style that is already predefined. So I do not have to go and select any separate formatting options, and right now my topic already looks like the title and this looks like the subtitle. And that becomes our advantage number 1 of using styles. Now similarly, you can notice that the part which says number 1 is my heading number 1. So I can go ahead and apply the heading style to this part, and you will understand that 1.1 and 1.2 are subheadings, and they are basically headings within heading 1. So I can highlight these as well and apply the heading 2 style to them because they are subheadings inside it. So you will notice that heading 1 is bigger in size of size 20, and heading 2 is of size 16, to clearly be able to make it understandable to the person reading the document that this is the main heading and this is a heading inside the heading. And once we've made use of heading 1 and 2, you will notice that there's a heading 3 as well that has popped up. So if there is any other topic within 1.1 that is present, then I can go ahead and apply heading 3 to that as well. Now in the same way that I've done it for topic 1, I'm going to go ahead and do it for all the topics that are present inside of my document. And while I'm doing that, you can notice that I don't have to select the entire line, but I can just place it at the end of the line, and I can select heading, and the entire line is going to turn into a heading style. Similarly, I'm going to select this and apply a heading 2 style to it, and the whole thing has turned into heading 2. Now the second advantage of using these styles is, for some reason, if I kind of want to collapse all of this content and I just want to view what are all the topics and the subtopics that are present on my document, you will notice a tiny arrow mark that points at the left corner of all of these headings. I can just go ahead and click on that, and it is going to collapse the content that is present inside of that heading. Similarly, if I collapse this, it is going to collapse the content inside of that. So right now I'm just able to visualize 1.1 and 1.2. In this manner, I can collapse the content for all of the headings and be able to just view the name of the heading and also the subheadings that are present inside of this. However, if I don't even want to view the subheadings and I just want to view all the heading names inside of my document, I can collapse my main heading. When I collapse the main heading, everything, all the content that is present inside of my main heading is going to get collapsed. So we can just do that and see what happens. And everything inside of heading 1 got collapsed now. Now similarly, I can collapse everything inside of heading 2, 3, 4 and 5. In this manner, I've collapsed all the content, and right now I can just see the names of the 5 topics that I'm going to be discussing in this document. So another advantage is I can collapse the content if I want to. Now if I don't want to do that, I can just go back and expand everything and bring it back to its original form. Now talking about the third advantage of using these styles. For some reason, if I do not like the color blue of all the headings, because it is getting a little mixed up with the subheadings and I'm not able to differentiate over here as to which is the subheading and which is the heading. So let's say I want to change the color of all of my headings from blue to, let's say, green. So I want to change it for topic number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now normally we would think that we would have to make a selection over here and go over here and probably change the color. If I had to do this, then I would have to change the color for 1 separately, for 2 separately, 3, 4, 5 and so on and so forth. But the best thing about using styles is that I do not have to do that. I can just undo what I did right now, and you will notice that if you right click on the heading over here, there will be a modify option. I can get into the modify option and you will notice a dialog box that opens up. Within this dialog box, you will notice a couple of options related to the formatting. As I have already mentioned at the beginning, that a style is basically a combination of formatting options that are predefined inside of Microsoft Word. So these are all the formatting options, which is the text style, the text size, bold, italics or underline and the color. So I can go ahead and change it over here for the style called as heading. When I change something over here for the heading style, what happens is that whatever change has been done to the heading style is going to get applied to every part of the document wherever the heading style has been used. What I mean to say by that is that, for example, if I select green over here and click on OK, then what happens is that wherever in the document I have made use of the style called as heading, that part of it has now gotten changed to green because I have modified the formatting of the heading style itself. So right now we will be able to see that everything, all the headings have changed their color to green. In this manner, I will be able to apply a formatting change directly without having to do it individually for each heading when I make use of the heading style. In a similar way, let's say for some reason I want to sort of reduce the size of heading 2 because I feel like it is too big and I'm not able to distinguish between headings 1 and 2. So I will just click on the modify option and I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size to, let's say, 12. And when I click on OK, you will notice that the size has changed everywhere wherever I have used the heading 2 as my style. So in this manner, any changes that I've applied to the heading 2 gets applied to everywhere wherever I have used heading 2 as the style. This becomes your third most useful advantage of using styles. So in this manner, you can go ahead and make use of the different styling options that are available over here and modify them as well as per your convenience. Now coming to the last and the most important advantage of using these styles is being able to insert an automatic table of contents. Now the automatic table of contents can be inserted only when you make use of the heading styles, that is heading 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on and so forth, how many ever headings you want to use. But before you get into using an automatic table of contents, you need to ensure that all the headings of your document make use of a heading style, all the subheadings, that is heading 2s, make use of a heading 2 style, and if there are any subheadings inside of your heading 2, then all of them make use of heading 3. So your automatic table of contents is something that gets constructed from these headings called as heading 1, 2, 3. So wherever you use headings 1, heading 2, heading 3 inside of your document, your option inside of Microsoft Word to create an automatic table of contents pulls the data from these heading styles that you have used throughout your document. So the first step before inserting an automatic table of contents is to ensure that you have applied the heading styles accurately to all the main topics and the subtopics of your document. Now once you have done that, let's say that on the page prior to this, I want to insert a table of contents. So in my table of contents, what I'm expecting to be present is chapter 1, which is introduction to programming, and the page number, and then what are the subtopics inside of this chapter. I want those to be displayed with the page number. Then there will obviously be chapter 2 and the subtopics under that. That's typically how a table of contents looks. So normally you might think that you might have to type all of these explicitly over here, and we usually notice that a table of contents consists of a chapter name, and then there is always a dot dot dot, and then there is a page number, and you will have to enter the next line, and then there will be a chapter 2, and then there will be a page number. So you're not going to have to do that over here, and there's an automatic way to do that. In order to do this, you will need to get into the References tab of Microsoft Word. Once you click on this, you will notice that there is a section called as Table of Contents. And if you click on the drop down over here, you will notice that there are mainly three built-in styles, which is Automatic Table 1, Automatic Table 2, and a Manual Table. Automatic Table 1 and 2 are the only automatic options. The manual one, you will still have to enter the data on your own. So let's just look at the automatic option. 1 and 2, there is no big difference. It's just that one of them says Table of Contents and the first one says Contents. I wanted to say table of contents, so I'm just going to quickly select this and see what happens. When I select this, I will notice that everything that has been marked as heading 1, it has populated automatically, and everything that has been marked as heading 2 comes under it. And similarly, there is a topic number 2, and then whatever I've used as a heading 2 inside of topic number 2 has come here as 2.1, 2.2. So this is how our automatic table of contents has been populated, along with the page numbers where the topic is occurring. You will also notice that one of the advantages of using these table of contents is that, let's say I want to go to this specific topic, fundamentals of relational databases. I will not have to scroll all the way to page number 5. I can just hover over this, and you will notice that there is a cursor that comes over here, and I can just click on it, and it takes me exactly to the point of the document where this particular topic is present. Now another beautiful feature of the automatic table of contents is the ability for it to update automatically. So what do we mean by that is, let's say for example I make a change to one of my headings over here. For example, instead of saying introduction to programming, I want to say introduction to C programming, and I have made changes like this, and let's say I've made a couple of other changes to some of the headings over here. But how does this get updated automatically to my table of contents? Right now I've changed it to introduction to C programming, but it still says introduction to programming over here. I can either go ahead and type out the changes over here, but if there are multiple changes that I've made to my headings throughout the document, there is a beautiful option to update it automatically. You will just have to click on the table of contents, and you will notice an option here which says update the table. Click on that, and you will get an option which says update page numbers only or update entire table. Of course, I don't want only the page numbers to be updated. I also want the entire table to be updated. So I select this and click on OK. You will notice that introduction to programming has been changed to introduction to C programming. In this manner, any changes that are made to your headings throughout your document can be updated directly to your table of contents towards the end of revising your document. Now one last thing that we will see within the table of contents is that for some reason, let's say you don't want the subtopics to be displayed on your table of contents, and you just want the headings, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to be displayed. How can you do that? So you can just click on the drop down over here, and you will see something called as custom table of contents. If we click on that, you will basically notice over here that it says within general there is a show levels option. Right now it is pointing at 3, which means that it is going to show inside your table of contents anything in side of your document that has been marked as heading 1, heading 2, heading 3 as the styles. Now if I, for example, want to increase it, and let's say I want to display it up to the 4th level, I can also increase it. However, if I want to display only the heading 1, that is only the main chapter names, then what I can do is I can reduce it to 1. So in this manner, I can just click on OK over here, and it says replace this table of contents, and I click on yes. So now what has happened is it has removed all the subtopics and subheadings, and it's displaying only the chapter names, and this makes it more convenient and readable for me if this is how I want to see it. So in this manner, you can go ahead and make use of the styles, and after making use of the heading style within the styles, you can go ahead and build an automatic table of contents for your Word document, and also update the table of contents if any changes are made, and you can also modify the levels that are being displayed. So do go ahead and give this a try, and let me know if any of you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you did find this video helpful, then do subscribe to our channel for more such easy to understand learning content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye bye.